Morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm so glad for everyone that can hop on this live today. Now, really quick, if you're watching this live, can you do me a favor and just put a 1 in the chat? And if you're looking at the recording, can you do me a favor and put a 2? Help me keep track of just whether people are watching this live, whether they're watching the recording. But if you've ever felt like you're working hard and, not seeing the financial results you've hoped for, or maybe you feel a little bit unsure of how to actually use the resources you've been given to create a lasting success, then this is the live, this is the video that you want to be on. Now, for those who don't actually know me, my name is Pinder. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, I'm a husband, I'm a father, but most of all, I am a man of God. My passion is really helping families align their finances, reach their financial freedom goals, but most of all, do it in a way that honors God through his biblical principles. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at one of the most important lessons in the Bible, in my opinion at least, about stewardship and financial responsibility. This is going to be the parable of the talents from Matthew 25. Now, this story teaches us how to manage what God has entrusted us, to show us how the financial freedom is a part of God's plan for our lives, and how not to waste what we have. Now, just a quick little recap of what the parable of the talents is even about, right? Now, in this parable, a master gives his 3 servants 3 different amounts of money, or talents as they were said back then. He gave the first one 5 talents, he gave the second one 2 talents, and he gave the third one 1 talent. Now, before going on his journey, he gave them the talents, asked them to do something with it. When he returned, the first servant actually doubled the 5 talents and made 10. The second servant also doubled the 2 talents and made 4. But the third servant, out of fear, he actually buried the talent and produced absolutely nothing. Now, the master rewarded the faithfulness of his servants by saying, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." But to the servant who actually buried the talent and did nothing, he called him lazy and slothful, and took the 1 talent that he had and gave it to the servant who actually made 10 talents. Now, I feel like this story teaches us 2 very important things. 1, when God entrusts us with resources, we're supposed to manage them wisely. And 2, fear and inaction can rob us from the blessings that God wants to give us. Now, how can we actually apply those parables to our real world finances? Here's one that comes to my mind. Invest what you have. Whether it's investing your income, whether it's saving your money, whether it's investing in skills. I believe that God expects us to grow and multiply what he's given us. And you can start that by creating a budget or investing in learning new skills to increase your earning potential. But you don't want to, do nothing. Now, the second thing that I also want to point out is you don't want to let the fear of the possible failure hold you back. Because if you think again back to that first servant, he literally buried the talent that he was given because he was afraid to lose it. And I feel like many of us, most of us, hesitate to take those steps forward towards financial freedom because of fear of what might happen. But you have to remember, God gave us not the spirit of fear. So if you step out on faith and trust him to guide your efforts, if he's with us, what can be against us? And I want you guys to just, think about this, right? Like, what are you doing with the resources that God's given you? Are you growing them? Are you multiplying them? Or are you burying them to hope they don't get lost? Now, I know that a lot of people on this live are busy, and I don't want to take up too much of anyone's time. I know we all got things to do, but this week I challenge you to take just one step forward. You don't have to take 5, you don't have to take 10, you don't have to take 100. Just take one step forward toward multiplying what God has given you and entrusted to you. And that could be small steps like starting a budget, setting aside some money for your savings, working on your credit, exploring ways to earn more income. Just remember, guys, I'm going to say this twice, but just remember, God rewards faithfulness and action. I'm going to say that one more time for those in the back. God rewards faithfulness and action. Now, in the meantime, between time, I want to thank everyone that hopped on this live today. And again, if you're watching the live, put a 1 in the chat. If you're watching the recording, please put a 2. But in the meantime, between time, stay blessed by the best. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Goodbye.